All right, we're live. Proud Masculine live stream. Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to go early tonight. Got some things to wrap up and some time to spend. What's up, Thomas? First blood. First blood. Metairie, huh? I was in Metairie a little while ago. I'll give it to you, baby blue. It's cold outside. I just had to go cover my fig tree. I had to cover it and put a drop light inside of it to keep it warm. It's going to be cold tomorrow morning, 26. Yeah, I hope mine doesn't. Knock on wood, it comes back. Yeah, we're gonna, it's gonna be a little chilly out the next couple of days. The next couple of days, it's gonna be cold. I really wish we'd get some more snow. That's cool to me. I had a spider plant. I want food trees like citrus and fig, citrus, berries. Yeah, that's true, huh? They do. Snake plants do the same thing. Yeah, I know we're not going to get any snow. I think this year was an anomaly, but I think people really loved it. It was inconvenient as it was for 2 days. I know I had a great time. That's what I want, a Meyer lemon tree too. What's up, Kira? What's up, Harley? Meyer lemons. That's what I want. Welcome in. All right, we got a few people in. Welcome into the Proud Masculine Daily live stream. We're going to go, I'm going early tonight. I got some things I got to finish up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my live stream done and out of the way. You know, I went live earlier. Some people came in for that. But welcome in, everybody. If you're coming in, hit that like. If by the time you leave, you want, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Also, there has been some complications with the channel. No, I did not go early, Chicago. Touche, sweetie. I got long game. Then, so I put a Telegram group together to drop the links in for my live so you can get the alert. It's in the description. So go into the description, hit the Telegram link, and sign up. Also, I have a membership link. First one in the description to become a member of the Proud Masculine channel, the community, which is awesome. It's just an awesome place. With the membership comes membership only live streams, discounts, services, stuff like that. And it's just a big help. And so what I do is I go through the stream, go through the chat, adjust the chat. If anything comes up that you want talked out, any urgency or importance, put it in the super chat, or you can just donate to the channel. It's much appreciated. It's me by myself. I don't have sponsors and all this, so any money I make here goes back into the channel to grow the channel. But with that, thank you everybody for coming in. I've been good, Chicago. How have you been? You still road running? Daddy and a canny. It says, how do you keep the harlots off you? Roach spray? I can't keep them off me, Daddy and a caddy. Let's get a W's in the chat for Daddy and a caddy. God has been good to me too, sweetie. Amen. Good answer. Bob, New Jersey, coming in live. Always hiding out in the chat there. He may not be very active, but he's always there supporting the channel. Respect that, brother. Thank you. So yeah, I did a live today, a spontaneous live on the drive, and it turned out to be really good. I had an amazing day before and after that. And I went on and I actually gave it a lot of thought. About the topic, about what I said, and just going over some few things about that. And, you know, having the ability to, oh, here we go. First Bible verse provided by Baby Blue, Psalm 46:10. Be still, know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Amen. That was awesome. Thank you, Baby Blue. Thomas said King David wrote that. Very good. So, you know, and with all that stuff that I actually went on about earlier, chalks up to mindset. And, you know, people think that, you know, success is just a big sudden, like long-term success is just the sudden change. And what's up, Coda? What it is just a series of repeated positive behaviors, small actions. The first thing is making the decision. Second thing is committing. Then you prove the commitment by the actions you take, the little actions. And it's the consistency of those actions that you take that equal to the big success. So I know some people get overwhelmed with like, okay, I want to be a millionaire. And then they get overwhelmed. Well, you can be a millionaire without, you just break it down into doable tasks, to small attainable tasks. First thing you do is make the decision. I'm going to be a millionaire. Then you commit to the process. Commit to the process requires follow through. Daily action, every day. These little actions repeatedly over and over and over again that equal the success. And repeating and following through with the same actions no matter what. No matter how you feel, no matter the outcome. If is it coming on your time? Is it not coming fast enough? Like no matter what, without getting discouraged and keeping on, keeping on, keeping on. That's the formula. It's really simple. Changing things in your life. You know, part of the action is removing fucked up people from your life. Ruthlessly. Adopting better habits. Starting with eating. Pay attention to what you read, what you listen to. The TV. Turn the TV off. Spend more time watching self-help videos. You know, what entrepreneurs do. You know, see how the top 1% live and model those behaviors. Get into your body, into your diet, your fitness and your diet regime. Change your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet or a workout plan or this or that. It's a whole lifestyle change. And it's just a series of small actions over time that equal to the sum of one big outcome. But you do it repeatedly. When times are good, when times are bad, when you feel like it, when you don't feel like it, rain, sun, shine, or snow, you do these things every day, no matter what, without exception. And if you happen to have a backslide a little bit, don't stay sliding back. Get your feet back underneath you and keep going. Backslides are inevitable. That's it. That's all you got to do. Is so here we go. Chicago West said, went from eating out of a trash can to 7 figures a year. Anything is possible with God. As someone who says no, you're asking the wrong person. Fuck yes, I love that. It's funny that you bring that up because I was telling the chat yesterday night in a live how I went and looked at some property, and outside across the street in New Orleans, they had homeless people. And I saw this chick shooting heroin in her neck. And the whole scene, what it looked like and how depressing it was. And to tell the story about the compassion that I carry for these people, because I was homeless once. And I've done that. I've eaten out of trash cans. I've lived in a homeless shelter. And I've been at the bottom. And I know. So, and then Chicago says, if someone says no, you're asking the wrong person, is absolutely right. Get rid of anybody in your life who's not on board and furthering your cause. I don't care if they're lifelong friends, family, brothers, sisters, mom, dad. I don't give a fuck. If they're impeding your path, they gotta go. They have to go. I just pray for God to remove anything and anybody in my life that doesn't belong in it to get where I'm going. And it usually happens. And these people usually show themselves pretty quick. And I've developed this skill of ruthlessly cutting people out of my life who don't belong there or who make my life harder and complicated. When you have a spouse in a relationship, you're going to deal with some periods of inconvenience, I guess you could call it, where you're disagreeing or whatever. That's natural. That's going to happen. You got two human beings coexisting. It's never going to be perfect, but it shouldn't be a fucking mess all the time. It's completely distracting you and taking energy away from where you're going. And learn to enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Enjoy doing the day-to-day. Because what happens most oftentimes is people get so focused on the outcome and that it's not here quick enough, and things aren't happening the way I thought. They completely lose sight of what it's all about and what it is that really works, and that's the process. I'm glad you said that, Chicago, and congratulations. God bless you. Well, that's a good point, Baby Blue. Because I also say, and I live by this, I live and die by this. When you start to tell everybody about your dreams, everybody's like, yeah. But what happens is people want to see you do well. They just don't want to see you do better than them. They want to see you do better, not better than them. And you'll know, believe me, you'll know when you start doing well and doing better. Just by hearing me tell you this, you're going to know instantly who those people are. Because all of a sudden you start hearing shit like, oh, you've changed. Or, oh, do you think you're too good? Or my favorite one, oh, it must be nice. Like, what the fuck is that? It must be nice. Like that shit just happened on accident? It must be nice to have been working 7 days a week, 16, 18 hours a day through rejections and fatigue and being sick, missing out on, everything socially in life. Assholes and elbows work ethic every day for years to get some results. And then people say, oh, it must be nice. Like, yeah, it is nice. What the fuck's wrong with it being nice? You know how hard I worked for that. Fucking right, it better be nice. Why else would I be doing it? But that's just people minimizing your success. That's people minimizing your ability and your commitment and your dedication. Because what that does is it holds a mirror up to them. And they see everything that you're doing that they won't do, that they're choosing not to do or can't do. So the only course of action they have to justify what they're not doing is to minimize and demean your efforts and your accomplishments by saying shit like, oh, it must be nice, or oh, you've changed, What that tells them is now you've passed them up and they're uncomfortable. That they don't have a say-so and control over you anymore. That's freaking them out a little bit. They don't know what to do with the new you. So what do they try to do? They try to bring you back in and stuff you in this little box that they had you in for so long. It's the total strangers and the people you meet along the way that's going to be your biggest supporters. Don't expect your lifelong friends and family to be the ones telling you, cheering you on. And I'll tell you, on the way up, there's no cheerleaders. There's no applause. This is why you got to be your biggest fan and your biggest supporter. It's only when you get to the top that the people come out. Then they know you. Oh, yeah, I know him. I know. Oh, you remember we used to do this? Oh, you remember that time I was this for you? Oh, you remember that time I was that for you? Now, all of a sudden, they remember you. And they know who you are. And look, that's the game. Don't hate the game. That's the way it is. And I think that's put there on purpose to test to see how bad do you really want it. Do you really have the fucking fortitude to get what it takes? And I believe you do. I know you do. I've seen people with less talent, less ability, less knowledge do greater things. And you see what happens through this process is you learn to start being a good friend, to start supporting other people who are looking up to you. And this is how you know the hate comes from beneath. Because anybody that I've sought mentorship, advice, I had questions about, there's this guy I call once every 3 months or so, who owns a construction company and a nightclub in a French Quarter. He's a millionaire. And this dude always takes time to talk to me. Asks me how I'm doing. And tells me, hey, man, I'm glad that he's doing well. Anything you need, anytime, just give me a call. And I thank him. I'm like, dude, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate that. He's like, hey, anytime, man, anything to help anybody out. I was there once. I know right where you're at. That's what happens. Call up one of your good friends. I'll give you a perfect example. A good friend of mine, a supposed friend, calls me to do some work. I give him a price. He goes, oh, that's too much. I can get somebody to do it for less. I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to get as good of a job. Like, why would you? And then they say, well, you can't bring that down a little bit? Knowing they got the money. I'm like, well, wait a minute. So you'll pay a total stranger and for his services, you'll put food on his table and money in his pocket. But you won't do it for me if I don't give you a discount. You'll turn me down and go give your money to a stranger. That's it. I can't associate with it and guarantee you we're not friends anymore just because of that one thing. But that's all it takes. That tells you everything you need to know about these people's character. When I have friends do something for me, I say, you better not give me a discount. When I go to people's restaurants and shit that I know, they're like, bills on me. So bullshit, send that thing. And if they insist, I'll tip the waiter the price of the bill. $2.50. Waiter gets the whole thing. That's how I roll. That's how you should be. That's what a real friend does. Not begging people, hey, cut off of your plate. Now I do at times, I always offer the sentiment of help. And if it's somebody I truly love and care about, I wouldn't dare take money from them. But I never expect people to do that to me. And when I got something I need done, I go through my list of people that I associate with and see if they do it first. And if there's somebody within that group, in my group, that I can call to spend the money on and make them money and to further their success, I do it. And I don't expect that in return. And that's where a lot of people get let down, is when they expect everybody to be like them, and that's just not the way the world's built. And people say, unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. Who gives a fuck? It has no bearing on my life whether people are the way they are or not. I have control over every bit of what I think, do, say. And it's not my place to hold everybody to my high fucking standard, but I hold a high standard for myself. And if you're going to come into my life and you can't meet that, I won't be mad at you, but you can't be a part of it. Like I see people trying to, man, look, when I see people try to Jew people down like try to get them to lower their prices or get some free stuff. Like that blows my mind. I'm like, this is why you've gotten no results in life. This is why you're always trying to get by, because this is the energy you give to the universe. This is the energy you put out there. Cheap, lazy, small-minded, shallow, greedy. So what do you think is going to give them back to you in return? You think the universe is going to be fruitful and abundant for you with that mentality and that approach to life? Don't wait on it. And they got people that just can't figure out, why doesn't that happen for me? Like they're clueless. And you try to tell them, well, it's probably because of the way you live your life. Oh, no, that's not why. That's not. Some people are just lucky. Oh, no, these millionaires, like, get out of here. Chicago says, however, the downside, I put so much into myself, I never gave myself a chance to get married or even date. The only people I worry about is my sister and her children. I will do whatever I want for them, and others are very jealous of that. Well, that's another key marker, is jealousy. The people I give my effort and attention to, that's who gets it. I don't care if other people are jealous. Not everybody's going to get the same amount of attention in the same part of me that they get. My girlfriend and my son, these two people probably get away with more than anybody in my life because of who they are. And they get more of me. They get everything that I have. They get. Now, my son's my son. And he's an amazing fucking young man. Top tier dude. First class. From head to toe, inside and out. He's got a little bit to learn about responsibility in life, but that's just because I didn't want him to experience the life I did growing up. I probably overcompensated, and I don't regret it. I don't care. He's a fucking amazing person. And my girl, well, that's my girl. That's the person I'm spending the rest of my life with. This is the woman that I want to wake up to and go to sleep next to every single night. But here's the thing. She's there too. She takes my shit too. It's a little bit of give and take. And she shows up. So yeah. And sometimes she thinks that I'm like that with everybody. Like I'm just naturally, giving, and I'm really not. Like my time and attention is extremely valuable. If I'm spending my time and attention on you, you better fucking show up. Well, I don't want anything to do with you. Now, there's some times and some instances you got to be a little flexible. Like clients, you're going to have to put up with a little more than ordinary. But that's just business. That has nothing to do with personal shit. That's business. That's strictly business. And for the most part, I'm pleased with the people that show up in my business. And, but that's a really good point, that people get jealous, like they expect things, and it's not Baby Blue said, after my hubby passed, I bought that land, and that's what I heard. Must be nice. And I was like, really, I would give that land. I have my hubby back. Yeah, that's just shit small-minded people say, because they got nothing else in the tank. They always feel slighted. These people are at odds with the universe. They always think it's them against the world. When they create that fucking environment, they create their own circumstances. But God forbid they look inward and understand that. So they would rather, it's much more comfortable and much more pleasing to live in this little bubble where everybody's responsible. Everybody else is the reason why you're not doing. They have things and circumstances and government and people and exes and this and that, why you can't get where you need to be. But that's why they stay there. And that's why they'll never change. Divine says, holy cow, there was a dead deer underneath my truck in the fuel island. I don't know, it was stuck under my truck or what. When I drove away, it stayed. Looked like he was run over at the pump. That's weird. The truck stop people were like, who would dump a deer at the pump? Fucking King Afi in the chat, coming out of nowhere. Afi Kingdom. Everybody, welcome in Afi. Author. Travel extraordinaire. Well-traveled, well-read, well-versed, well-studied man. A man after my own heart. Who came to New Orleans over the Super Bowl Sunday and didn't tell a motherfucker. Where's Ivy at? I didn't even see him come in here. Wow, what a treat, y'all. That is a fact. Now you see y'all agreeing and shit. I don't remember which part I said that y'all agreeing with because I'm not looking through the chat as I'm talking. Mind you, I'm very humble. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. There's just a difference. Fuck that. I know I'm better than other people. What's wrong with that? There's some people I'm better than, and there's some people who are better than me. Who gives a fuck? Give me a chance, though. You know what I mean? Well, you know, Baby Blue, I'm a call a timeout right there. You said, yeah, you would think the only people I didn't know did well, my parents, they did. Wait. When I worked at the hotel, they wanted me to get them rooms at dirt cheap. Now, I don't mind passing along a little benefit. But yeah, nobody should expect that. And look, if anybody in here tonight who's listening right now, if you ever in that situation and you have people in your life that ask you to compromise yourself to further them, that's your fucking fault. Just so you know that. So don't go blaming it on anybody. If you allow those people to keep doing it, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to change their ways if you don't set boundaries? They're just going to come around with some, love and respect all of a sudden and say, you know what? Joe gives a really good discount. I think next time around, I'm going to pay him full price and give him a little something extra because he's a fucking good guy. No, that's not how it works. You train people how to treat you. You train people how to deal with you. And if you're constantly allowing people to get away with shit, they will just keep getting away with it. And it'll only get worse. That's why you need to check that shit as soon as it happens. You pump the brakes on that shit immediately. And if they're really friends, they recognize the boundary, they correct the behavior, and you move forward. Same thing with fucking relationships. Chicago says, I spoil my nieces and nephews, but I don't hand anything over. I might overpay them, but I make them work for what they want from me. Keep it real is in the chat. What is that, a paintbrush? I can't make out what that is. She says, jealous in a sense they feel like I should be doing to them also because there's an aunt, uncle, cousin I should hand out to them. That's what I mean. People think, what's up, rock-a-doodle? Yeah, for a sense, never let yourself to be vulnerable. There's some truth to that. There's definitely some truth to that. Oh, it's a shower head. Okay, it looked like a paintbrush. That thing's like this big. I can't see that shit. Then, yeah, for the men out there in the audience, never ever open up. Never ever be vulnerable. Show your vulnerable side to your woman or anybody. It's never going to serve you well. It'll never come back as a benefit. It will always come back as a negative at some point. And that's okay. You're not supposed to do that. You keep that shit among your tribe, among other men. Some strong, hard motherfuckers who know people who will look after you and guard you because of that. A woman, look at this. What the hell's, hold on. As far as women, business associates, people you're potentially going to deal with, they'll always use it. They'll always weaponize it against you. And your woman does not need to know your fucking woes and weaknesses anyway. That's not why she's there. You're there to absorb hers and be her rock. She does not need that. Then listen, here's what they're going to do, fellas. They're going to tell you, I wish you would open up. I wish you'd show your emotions more. I wish you would tell me more when something's bothering you. I'd be there to comfort you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. They will always subconsciously circle back to that and view that as a weakness of yours. You're trying to be transparent so she can understand you better, to look after you more in the relationship, to understand you better. She's not going to use it that way. That's just the way they're built. It'll always be weaponized against you at some point in the future. There's no need to let that shit out. There's no need to be expressive about it. If you're having a bad day, have a fucking bad day in silence. Call one of your boys. If it gets really bad and the walls are closing in on around you, get with your fucking boys. Let them know what's going on. And then work toward a solution. Not so they'll just coddle you and say, oh, you poor thing. Oh, you must be suffering so much. Oh, you're going to be okay. Look, everything's okay. It'll work out. I don't want to hear that shit. That's not the truth. That's a lie. Don't surround yourself with people who lie to you. But a woman's never going to take the stuff you tell her. If you're going through something hard, you can tell her, look, this is what I'm dealing with at the moment. It'll be fine. But, if I seem a little disconnected, that's why. Never fucking break it down. Don't tell her anything about your past or your weaknesses or your biggest fears and all that. Don't ever do that. I don't care who it is. I know you would like to think that, but there you go. Thank you, Chicago. There you go. Keep it real. Said, I'd like to think that's not true for all, and that's why she's laughing. She says, I'd like to think that, but it ain't true. It is what it is. And look, I'm not even mad about that. I don't care. And I tell people that. I tell men that. And they're like, yeah, these bitches. I'm like, no, it's not anything to be mad about. That's a you thing. They're doing their job. Women are doing their job. When you start falling short and getting a little shaky in the knees, she's not going to tell you, hey, baby. She's going to fucking test your ass and see which you got some fucking balls or not. And that's the compliment of a woman in your life. That's the reality of it. She's not going to say, oh, come here, let me pat your head. And she's not your mom. Well, there you go. She says, I have a big mouth. I need a man who knows how to handle me, not start crying because I hurt his feelings. Well, you need to check that fucking disrespect as soon as it happens. And put what she really needs in her mouth. Not them nasty words. Because it's going to happen, guys. Women can sniff out weakness better than a dog can sniff out a pork chop. I'm telling you. You don't even see it. You don't think that she can recognize it. When you get in tune with a woman and you're with her every day, she's going to be looking at your ass sideways walking through the door. Something's wrong with him. Something's got him. And she's coming after you. And here's a fucking harsh truth, fellas. Women despise weak men. Women will devour a weak man. And she'll go after those weaknesses. That's her job. It's your job to fucking box that shit up and make sure it stays right there. That's what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. Pat his head. If you're doing a good job, I'll pat you on your head. Never mind. I ain't gonna get into that. I do not want to do an oil change or put a new fridge. Not my job. So, yeah, fellas. I mean, look, this is the reality from a man who wants good things in life 101. You can't fucking be weak. Now, there's a time and place for that shit, where if you have to kind of let loose a little bit, there's a place for that. And it's not in your woman's arms, no matter what they tell you. Oh, you can be vulnerable in front of me. No, you cannot. Don't believe her. It's a trap. 100% of the time. Mark my fucking words. Or not. Or don't listen to me and go find out the hard way. There you go. You see, Chicago West, you and I would get along just fine. That's a woman who knows her place. Very good. You know, I tell guys to look for that when they go on dates. She keeps a ponytail on her wrist. That's true. Good girl. Good girl. And that's it, fellas. And I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's just a little overview of the basic. I don't even know how we arrived there, but this is where we're at. Oh yeah, talking about quality of life and overcoming shit and hitting those high standards and reaching those faraway goals, seemingly impossible. If I think you're writing shit for the future that seems attainable, you're thinking small. If the thing that you're shooting for doesn't fucking frighten you, you're not doing enough. It's not big enough. And I mean that. When you sit back after you have written your goals and your future plan, if you don't get nervous reading that shit, like literally thinking, oh fuck, am I gonna be able to pull this off? Keep writing. You didn't do enough. What are you doing? Huh? Look who came in. Look who decided to pay us a visit. Fresh out of the shower. Look. There she is. Come on. Well, look how spunky she is after she gets a bath. What, baby? What? What? Are you clean? You smell good. Do you smell good? Huh? Look at her running around. Is that funny? What? What? All right. Everybody want to see you do a trick? Here we go. Ready? Stop. Turn. Sit. Good girl. Boy, you destined to get that dog, aren't you? It's not happening.
Go outside and get potty.
Come on. Let's go. Come on, potty.
This is a big leap.
Uh-huh, she's finally getting it. She's learning how to jump the threshold. All right, y'all. That's it. Another good live. These things have been popping. I wish my attendance would come back up. Get this channel popping again the way it used to be. Come on, it's cold outside, huh? Come on. In due time. In the meantime, just keep showing up. And if you have not yet, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Remember, join the Telegram group. Chicago, Baby Blue, all of y'all who haven't done it yet, to get the links for the live every night, because they are, I don't know what the FYP means. You too, Rockadoodle. You haven't joined that Telegram group yet. You're one of my regulars. You need to get in there. And I say that, it's just so I can put the link in there so y'all get the notification. And you can get more memory, huh? What does FYP mean? For you page? I don't understand that. Am I missing something? I don't know. I'll figure it. I see it. I just don't know what to think about it. I don't know what that means. Well, good. Thank you anyway for helping. And remember, the members link is the first link in the description. Join the channel. Become a member. Good things to come with that. So remember to thank God before you go to bed and thank him as soon as you wake up. See y'all tomorrow night. Later.